today take a look at the GODOX Movelink 2 M1. Okay. Ooh, nice. So that's awesome. I always like seeing these. These are designed for deadening the wind noise. Or like if you're going to be blowing on it, it will reduce that sound. But also, it just makes everything look more professional. So this is the transmitter, and I do really like all the way around it. They got this almost like flake texture on here. It's a very unique style. You never really see anything quite like that on any other mic. So you have the mic element on top. We also have a plug, so if you want to plug in your own 3.5mm lav mic, you can do that. We got a pair button, we got the USB-C charging port, power, mute, and our clip on the back. It looks like we also have two contacts, so we can do contact charging. And here is the receiver. So similar, we got our pair, we got a USB-C charging, we've got power, plus and minus, so that's going to adjust the volume level. And this is something I like to see. This is the monitoring jack. So if your camera doesn't have a monitoring jack, you can actually use this to monitor the sound. Those are camera ports, so this is going to plug directly into the camera. And then we got our clip and our contacts on the back. Okay. We got two USB-A to USB-C charging cables. It actually comes with a wired lav mic, so you don't have to supply your own. So if you want to, you can put that transmitter right on your pocket, run this up your shirt, and you can clip that on somewhere where it's going to be more discreet. So I like that. And then we have our cables. So we got a TRS and a TRRS. So we got our 4-pin connector over here, and we got our 3-pin connector over here. So that's good. So if you want to plug it into your phone, you can use this, and if you want to plug it directly into a DSLR, we can use this. And I do like that they got this on a spring coil, so you can literally just plug that in and then hang it. Let's go ahead and turn these on. Oh, that actually has a pretty nice display. So we can see they both have 2 bars of charge. Test, 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 test. All right, cool. So I don't have to pair it. It just works right out of the box. And we can see the levels right on the receiver. So that's good. All right, so I'm going to plug the receiver in. I'm going to unplug my lav mic. I'm going to plug this in. Okay, so for this test, I'm just using this, and it is about a foot away from my face right now. I'm going to bring it farther away, farther away, farther away, closer, 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 closer. And here we are. So this is about where it would be if it was plugged directly onto my chest. It's a little bit loud. I'm going to decrease the levels on the receiver, and I'm going to see what that does. So right now we're at -5, so that is pretty quiet. Now I'm going to increase it. Test, 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 and we are at +10, which is screaming loud. So I'm going to bring that back down, and right now we're at 0. I'm going to bring that down a little bit more. So this is going to sound a little bit cleaner. I'm going to clip this to my chest now. Test, 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 test. Okay. And we're going to do a wind test. And now I'm going to put on the dead cat. Test, 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 pop, 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 pop. So this does definitely add to the bulk of the thing, but if you have problems with noises where people are blowing into the mic, this can solve that. And let's try the mute button. And test, 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 test. Now the next thing I want to check is, does the lav mic make this thing sound any different? Test, 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 test. And if I put this on my chest, so right now it is attached right where I put that last lav mic, and I'm going to unplug this one. I'm going to plug in my old lav mic just to see if that makes a difference too, just to compare the two lav mics. Test, 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 test. Now the one thing I do really like about this is that I know that this is going to work with any lav mic that I plug into it. So if I have one particular lav mic that I only want to use, I can just use this specifically as a transmitter, so I can extend that lav mic wirelessly to my camera. So yeah, overall, that is an awesome kit.